The Pulse of Spokane is a broad show that showcases many different things in our community, sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You. Well, and welcome to a special edition of the Pulse of Spokane. And we're going to, in the next couple of days, be talking with a lot of community leaders. And I'm pleased to have an old friend. Now, I don't mean that in age, okay? Because, I know you can be sensitive. We can all be sensitive. I beat you by decades, okay? Our mayor, Nadine Woodward. How are you?
Just great, Kent. Great to talk
Yeah.
with you. It's been a while.
Well, you know what? Welcome to your first 100 days in office. Did you ever
Who would have
expect
thought?
something like this? Yeah.
Not,
I mean,
not at all.
no, I mean, I know you've been working on this for a year to run for office and everything else that goes with that, and then to be elected and then get ready with your cabinet and all of your folks and everything else. And I know you have some great plans for Spokane, and you've pulled together great community leaders and all that. And then to have this drop on all of us, on all of our laps. And so how are you doing?
Doing well. The good thing is, Kent, that I have a great team. We have incredible city employees. I don't have to do this by myself, but let me just tell you a funny story just to kind of sum it up a little bit. I had a neighbor walk by the other day, and she said, Nadine, if you had known that you would have walked into something like this your first couple of months in office, I bet you never would have even run for mayor. And I said, it's a good thing that we can't look into that crystal ball to see what's ahead, because if we knew what was down the road that we were going to face, some of us wouldn't want to live life, right?
No,
Because life
right.
throws you some real curves, but the good thing is that we don't see that, and we take it for what it is, and we get to work, and that's what
Yeah.
we've been doing in the mayor's office.
Well, Nadine, I can think of nobody better to really take charge, and with your team, both from administration and employees, but the volunteers in the community that have stepped up and so forth. So thank you for being our mayor, for all of us. We appreciate that. Let me ask you, what are some of the things that keep you up at night right now?
I think it's what keeps a lot of people up, Kent, to be honest with you. It's just the unknown. It's
The
not
uncertainty.
knowing when we're going to get on the other side of this,
Yeah.
because and that's what instills fear in people, and the behavior that comes along with the fear is tough, and that's why you
Yeah.
see the panic buying in the stores and things like that. That's the hard part of it. But I just want your viewers to know, and the city to know, that we have a plan. The city of Spokane was kind of thrown into this a lot sooner than the rest of the region, because 7 weeks ago, we received those 4 coronavirus patients from the
Right.
Princess
Right.
Cruise Line ship that was sent to Sacred Heart Medical Center because of its pathogens unit, one of only 10 in the country, to be able to take
Yeah.
in and treat those kinds of infectious diseases. And so we were talking about this 7 weeks ago, Kent. So on the city
Wow.
side of things, we got into gear 5 weeks ago. We started looking internally about what we needed to do, and then externally in the community. And then it's been almost 3 weeks now that the county stood up the Emergency Operations Center. So now we're
Right.
working within the county regionally with all of the cities so that we're all on the same page. We can all access resources together, because together we work better than when cities are working by themselves.
Oh,
And so
absolutely.
so that's what we're doing right now. We just received this week 22 pallets of supplies through the EOC. And some of those were masks, gowns, gloves, some of those PPEs, what we call personal protection equipment, supplies, and that's good. But we're still, the one thing that we're lacking, Kent, we're still not getting the testing that we need. Oh, my lights kind of went off a
Yeah.
second. I'm doing this. We've got this system where the lights come off. Can you see me okay? I think it's all
Yeah,
right.
you have to move
I'm a little
around.
bit in the shadows, but we have a system where the lights go off if there's no movement in the room. And since I'm the only one in the room, the lights go out. But anyway, conserving, we're
I,
conserving. If I wave my arms, usually I can turn the lights on, but I can't right now because
I,
of where I am in the
I
room.
laugh at you. I'm not in my in our studio. We're doing all this from remotes, but in the studio we have the same kind of thing. If we sit still for a while and we're not on
Yeah.
the air, don't have the on air lights on, the lights will go out. It's crazy. Hey, Nadine, what do you hear from the citizens of Spokane? Those that are home right now, those that are wondering about how they're going to survive in terms of paychecks and those kinds of things.
Mhm.
What are you hearing from them?
Well, we're hearing a lot. This is it's been 4 weeks now since our
Yeah.
non-essentials have been shut down. 4 weeks now. So we're talking about two paychecks for a lot of people who have lost their jobs, or are collecting, if they're lucky, right away, unemployment. This is the first of
Right.
the month when rent is due for a lot of people. Utilities are
Yes.
due. For those who have lost their jobs, it's a real struggle. For
Yep.
those who are able to work from home, it's just adjusting. Especially when you have kids that you're working from home and the kids aren't in school, you're getting cabin fever because you're trying to stay home to stay healthy. Those are all big challenges. But I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of people in our community who are kind of on that. If they're not at the poverty line, they're close to living on that poverty line, and so they're the
Yeah.
ones who are worried about what is to come for them. So we put some measures in place. The city of Spokane has said we're suspending water shutoffs. We're suspending late payments. Vista's doing the same thing with
Yeah.
electricity and heat. We just initiated or launched an initiative yesterday, Ken, I'll tell you about, and it's we're working with Project Share at SNAP, and you help with
Yep.
the city so that we are raising funds for and those are programs that are built on donations. So for every dollar
Right.
donated, Avista and the city of Spokane will match dollars to that. We've already raised
Yes.
$37,000, and that's to help people pay for their utility bills. And so those are the kinds of relief and assistance that we're looking at because we know
Yep.
people are struggling.
Well, it is. It's good. I enjoyed hearing you mention the Vista Project Share because about 25 years ago, when I was at then Washington Water Power, I was the one that started
Mm.
the program. So it's very
Oh my
satisfying that
gosh.
it's satisfying to
Wow.
see it work and the millions it's brought in to help the
Yeah.
community and so
Oh,
forth.
that's
Um,
great, Kent.
well, like you, we're all involved in the community and have been for years. What
Yeah.
are you hearing from the businesses here in Spokane? Because the smaller businesses like ours and others are having a tougher time weathering this, and whether we're going to get through it, we will. But whether some businesses will get through this to bring
Yeah.
back their employees, it may be 5, it may be 25, it may be 50 employees. What are you saying to the business community?
Well, I'll tell you, we recognize that right away because this isn't just a health emergency. This is an economic emergency too, right?
Absolutely.
That
Yes.
forced on all of us as we're trying to get through the
Yeah.
health part of it. And so early on, the mayor's office wanted to help and support those businesses that were still allowed to stay open, especially our restaurant and hospitality
Right.
industry, because almost half of the workers who are in that industry are living paycheck to paycheck. So we really wanted to be able
Absolutely.
to support them. The majority in the city of Spokane, or even really in the county, the majority of those small businesses are in the city limits. So we
Yeah.
started up a hashtag called Order Up Spokane hashtag.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, that has taken off. People are ordering takeout and delivery, trying to keep the doors open for those restaurants and those few workers that they can keep employed. We need to keep as many people working as possible. We're really
Absolutely.
encouraging on the city side those essential public works projects. In fact, at the city, we were even looking at possibly accelerating our schedule on those public works so we can keep construction
Yeah.
workers who are essential working.
Yes.
The bottom line is
Yes.
keeping as many people working as possible. But on the other end, those who are struggling and wondering how they're going to make their rent or their utilities, or when they can open up their doors, are they even going to be able to exist? Because a lot of our small business don't have the capital not to be working for 2, 4, 6 weeks at a time, right? But through the CARES Act, the federal assistance, there's some state assistance too to help these businesses. The CARES Act has one program in it that is incredible, because my husband and I are small business owners as well. If you are able to keep everybody on the payroll and not lay anybody off, the government will not only give you money to assist you in that. If you follow all the rules, that becomes a grant, not even a loan. But even at the city side, we're looking at, because we know some of our small businesses may fall through the cracks of any state or federal assistance. So on the city side, we're looking at being a navigator to some loans for our small businesses that may not meet the criteria to get a low interest loan because they don't have the capital. So they're a little bit of a higher risk, and those are the businesses I worry about. And so we're looking at, hopefully next week we'll be able to announce a program to help them.
Good. When you're ready, let's talk about that and get the word out. Nadine, our time is running out, but for about 30 seconds or so, one last message from our mayor to our citizens, please.
Well, let me just tell you how impressed I am with our city staff and with our entire community, the people who, we are so compassionate. We want to help in any possible way we can. England strong is what we are, Kent, because we are coming together to get through this together. It's going to take every single one of us to get through this together. And when we get to the other side, which I hope is sooner than later, we're going to be even stronger because of it.
I think we're going to really appreciate the Lilac Parade and the Bloomsday and some of the other things when they come. I think there will be a lot of celebration. Nadine, thank you. Thank you and your staff and the employees of the city of Spokane. My wife asked me this morning, will they be picking up trash today? Absolutely. I said, we've got great people working out there, and they're well protected and all that. So thank you to you and your staff. Nadine Woodward, the mayor of Spokane, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.